Otaku Hotties, it's your girl Sweet Tea back at it again, and today we are going to be talking about and reviewing Marvel's What If. And y'all, overall, it was just very enjoyable to watch. It honestly surprised me because I wasn't sure if I was gonna fuck with it. I wasn't sure if I was gonna really like it, but it surprised me and I ended up really enjoying it a lot. Like the animation style, I actually thought worked really well for this type of series. I wasn't sure if I was gonna like that either. It just overall, like, it came together nicely, especially when you watch the finale. Now, there will be spoilers in this review, so if you don't want to get spoiled, my friend, I need you to pause the video, go watch Marvel's What If, and then bring your butt back here so we can talk about it together, bestie. First, I want to talk about the episodes. So I enjoyed the episodes for the most part. There were some that I honestly, didn't care for too much, but I still watched them. They weren't too bad. But I wasn't really feeling them like that. But most of them, I would say I did enjoy. I also really liked how the episodes ended up kind of being connected in this thread as you continue to watch What If. I had a feeling that the finale was going to tie these stories together, and it did. And I also think this is just a great way to really just dive further into the multiverse of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. As you already know from watching previous shows like WandaVision and Loki, and even with Doctor Strange's Multiverse of Madness and even No Way Home, that we are really diving deep into the multiverse. So these stories have the potential of showing up on the live action screen, you never know, and they could really impact the MCU. I'm really excited to see what else Marvel can do with this. They honestly, having What If gives Marvel MCU a lot of potential to explore different storylines and whatnot, and the creative freedom to do so inside of the animation realm. So overall, I messed with it heavy. My favorite episodes of Marvel's What If would definitely have to be What If T'Challa was Star-Lord. Absolutely loved that episode, and that was Chadwick Boseman's last performance as being T'Challa, and it made me feel away, but it made me happy to see that, I also really liked the episode where Doctor Strange loses his heart. That was an episode that really surprised me, just really diving deep into why Doctor Strange is doing what he was doing, all of this to bring back the person that he loved, and they ended up, losing more than that. And it was really interesting seeing Doctor Strange Supreme come to be. The episode where What If Killmonger rescued Tony Stark, that was a fire episode. Yo, that really solidified Killmonger being one of my favorite MCU villains. He already was from Black Panther, but Marvel's What If definitely solidified him up there for me. And then the episode where What If Thor was an only child, it wasn't one of my top favorites, but I enjoyed watching that. It was a very fun episode to watch. Party Animal Thor. I want to see more of Party Animal Thor. It was hilarious, and it was a funny episode. It kind of reminded me of college a bit, it was so much fun. Of course, you have the final two episodes. I'm gonna combine those because it's a two-part finale situation, but it was What If Ultron won and What If the Watcher broke his oath. Those episodes back to back was gas. That was some premium gas back to back. That was the Ultron that we deserved to have. Fuck the Ultron from the Avengers movie, Age of Ultron. No, we don't think about him. This Ultron, however, this was the Ultron we deserved and we needed. And he delivered as being the big bad. Okay. And real quick, can we just talk about how they kept doing Tony Stark dirty in the episodes, dead, left to right. This dude was just dying. This nigga was dying. So I feel bad for the Tony Stark fans seeing their character get did dirty, but it is what it is. Tony Stark's had plenty of time to shine throughout the MCU, so it was just funny to me. I thought it was funny. Alright, so I want to dive into the characters a bit. So first we're going to talk about Atu, aka the Watcher. Honestly, watching this series kind of felt like we were watching his origin story, but it wasn't really an origin story. It was more so like him getting introduced into the MCU and the role he would play, because I guarantee you we're probably going to see the Watcher in some live action pieces, especially since we're going to be diving into the multiverse and King the Conqueror is going to be involved and just different things are happening, you know what I mean? So I'm excited to see where we're going to go from here with that. But I was shook when in the Ultron episode, Ultron like found him in like the little pocket area he was just watching from. That had me shook. Like, Watson was even shook. And then he said, hold on, don't underestimate me. Like, I may be watching, but I still be boxing. So when he started fighting Ultron, like, I was pleasantly surprised. But I want to see more of the Watcher, and we're probably going to get more of that when we dive into season 2 of What If. So now let's talk about the Guardians of the Multiverse. I had a feeling that the reason why they had all of these episodes was so that, again, like, because he was bringing together a team, I had a feeling, and he did. The Guardians of the Multiverse. Let's talk about them. First, we're going to talk about Captain Carter. I messed with Captain Carter, honestly. It was something that I didn't know that I needed to see. And I appreciated Captain Carter and her story. Like, she was a badass. Like, I fucked with her heavy. Her leadership really came through. And the fact that they low-key redid that introduction scene from the Winter Soldier, like, that had me geeking a bit, because Winter Soldier is one of my favorite MCU movies, so I was geeked. So then we're going to talk about Doctor Strange Supreme, and hey yo, Doctor Strange, honestly, in my opinion, has some of the best fights overall in the MCU when it comes to like the CGI effects and whatnot. If Marvel's going to do one thing, they're going to pop off for a Doctor Strange moment, and they do each time, and it never fails to impress me ever. And Doctor Strange Supreme absolutely popped off in the finale, especially when they were fighting Ultron. Some of my favorite moments that he did was when he had the copies of Mjolnir appear, and they're all like, you know, beating up Ultron. And then like when Ultron did this explosion thing, and this dude, Doctor Strange Supreme, he just swallowed it. He like, bet, what else can you throw at me? Like, Doctor Strange Supreme was not to be fucked with. That nigga, he was just built different. And he came through. Like, he really came through. So then I gotta talk about Star-Lord T'Challa, and I absolutely love, and I mean love, T'Challa as Star-Lord. He's so cool, and he's everything that we honestly needed. Again, that was Chadwick Boseman's last performance as T'Challa, so it was a little bittersweet watching Marvel's What If, but it just brought so much joy being able to see him one last time in the role, like, because he really embodied who T'Challa was. But yo, like, Star-Lord T'Challa though, he just smooth, bro. He was just smooth with it. So then let's go ahead and talk about Black Widow. Black Widow honestly surprised me. This was the Black Widow that we deserve to see more of in the MCU. Like, I fuck with Black Widow. I like Black Widow because, like, I read about her in the comics, and I read some of her comics, so I like her. But like throughout the MCU, she's just been like okay to me. I like her more than Hawkeye though. But I really enjoyed her in Marvel's What If. Even the different iterations of her in the different episodes that we saw her in. And then she really came through in the finale. But we need to talk about something though with her real quick, because y'all saw at the end how the Watcher put her in a universe where they lost their widow. And you know, in like the current like live action MCU, Black Widow died at the end of Endgame. Like, Black Widow died in Endgame. So what if she's getting put back into the MCU through Marvel's What If? And it makes more sense because, like, recently, I guess Scarlett Johansson and Disney settled their lawsuit or whatever they were doing. And Scarlett Johansson says she looks forward to working with them more in the future. So all I'm saying is 1 + 1 = 2, and the math is kind of mathing right now. If you're picking up what I'm putting down, okay? I'm just saying, we never know. You never know. And then we gotta talk about Party Thor. Oh my gosh, Party Thor was just everything. Like, I just loved him. He was the total himbo of the group, and I was here for himbo Party Thor. Like, I absolutely adored him, loved him. Like, not only like did he bring, I think, good comedic relief, but he was also just a fun character. Like, it was nice seeing a different, goofier side of Thor. And again, like, I loved like his own episode too. It was just a fun episode to watch. It was just pretty fun. And then there is Gamora. Okay, so I want to see more of this Gamora. I hate that we only saw her in the finale, you know, Gamora being the survivor of Sakaar and then destroyer of Thanos, like, and she's in the Thanos army. Yo, Gamora looked clean as fuck in the Thanos armor. Like, she looked badass. Like, I'm here for this Gamora. Apparently, because of, you know, the parallelogram that's been happening around the world for the past year and some change, they had to cut the season short, and so I think her episode's going to be in season 2 of Marvel's What If, but I really wish she got it in this one because it would have set it up better for the finale, but it is what it is. I still enjoyed her. Like, she had some clean moves that she did against Ultron. Like, bro, like, I love this Gamora and I need more of her. I need to see more of her immediately. Overall though, I really messed with Marvel's What If. It was kind of like a refreshing thing to see, in a great way to help us get ready to dive deeper into the multiverse that we're about to see more of throughout the MCU. So I'm excited for the potential that this could bring. So you never know what could happen, you know, like, what if some things come into fruition? You never know. So it was enjoyable. I thought it was cool. It was fun to watch. So yeah, I give this show a 7 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you really enjoyed what I had to say, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell notification to stay notified for when I upload new videos. And let me know down below in the comments, did you enjoy Marvel's What If? Do you have any theories for how it could play a bigger role in the MCU? I would love to hear what you guys had to say. Well, that is all for today's video, and I hope you all have a fantastic and lovely day. Bye-bye!